Broadcasting from the Cannon Motor Studio on Central Avenue in downtown Laurel, Mississippi. This is Good Morning Pine Belt with host Ben Winpigler on Super Talk Laurel 99.3.
Good morning, Pine Belt. Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be this morning, wherever you may be listening, however you may be listening. Because despite what people will tell you, people still do listen to the radio. They may listen different, but they still listen. Thank you for tuning in. This is Good Morning Pine Belt. We're live here from the Cannon Motor Studio in beautiful, historic downtown Laurel, Mississippi. Before we bring in our first guest, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by Dixie Electric Power Association, a member-owned electric co-op that offers broadband internet, the best broadband internet that you can have. And Amanda, I'm proud to say now that I have DE Fastlink, and let me just tell you, it's fantastic.
Well, we're proud.
Yes, indeed. We are talking now with Amanda Mills, as we do every month, from Dixie Electric Power Association, and Amanda, I know we say this every time you come on, but the biggest thing that Dixie Electric does and DE Fastlink does is, while obviously y'all are power providers and y'all are internet providers now and everything, y'all's biggest thing is being a member of the community and giving back and being in the community. And I want to talk about, y'all have this really cool event coming up. Now, it's not till next month, but it won't be we'll miss it in our next segment that we have. But y'all have a really cool event coming up in November.
We do. We are hosting learning labs. So the same way that we as an electric cooperative want to teach energy efficiency, when we got into the broadband internet business, the beautiful thing about getting internet from your electric provider is you bring that cooperative mindset over. And so the same way we teach energy efficiency, we want to teach people how to safely and efficiently use the internet.
Right.
So that means we're in schools teaching kids about internet safety, and so we created these learning labs because what we found is we were taking internet to places that people had never had access to before. So they wanted it, but they had no idea what to do with it.
Right.
So we created these learning labs, which are small, intimate gatherings where we teach different topics, and you can come in and you can ask questions and not feel stupid. And we keep the classes small on purpose, which is why we're talking about it today. We want people to go ahead and sign up before November. But this particular one that we're doing, streaming is always a hot topic. So we're going to touch on that one at every one. People want to get rid of their cable bill or their satellite bill, but they just don't know how. And it can be very overwhelming to switch. So what we want to do is give our members the confidence they need that when they walk out of these learning labs, they can go home and make these decisions for their family. Yeah,
well, I think that's so important, especially what you said there about people not knowing. Sometimes that I forget, I kind of grew up with the internet. I watched it kind of where I was right after dial-up, but right before all the boom and everything. But I grew up with it, and I know it. But sometimes I forget that, hey, not everybody has always had access to this. Not everybody knows. And what you said there is important about it being small, intimate, and people don't feel intimidated, because sometimes, and I'm the same way, I don't like to ask questions because I don't want to look like the stupid one in the room. But everybody in there is going there to learn.
Right. They're there for a reason. Yeah. And we're adding another component this year that I'm really excited about. And unfortunately, it's something we really do need to teach, and it's on scams. Yes. And we hear heartbreaking stories of people falling for these different scams. These bad actors are very smart. Yes. They know exactly what to do. And so, but there are fail-safe things that members can do to keep that from happening, to keep their financial information safe. Yeah. And so this is a way for us to kind of teach that, things to look out for, what you can do when you feel like you're, are being attacked. And so we're really excited to bring that aspect. And then we also talk about smart home devices. We would be remiss if we didn't talk about energy efficiency. Yes. But it's amazing how you can actually use your internet to save money on your power bill. Yeah. And so we kind of marry the two together and talk about all of those smart home devices that can help our members save on their electric bill by having our internet.
That's incredible. I say all the time, where else are you going to find a business that is actively trying to save you money?
Yes. And sell less of the product.
Sell less of the product. Y'all aren't out there trying to sell more.
No.
They're trying to save you money and sell less of the product. But I think what you said there is important too, because some of these scams, I mean, some of them you can tell it's like scam at wahoo.com or something. Like, it's obvious, but then there's some that's like it's one letter off from the right email, and everything in the email looks legit, and it doesn't take but a second.
And with AI now, you can mimic people's, visuals and sounds. My husband's a sheriff's department here in Jones County, and just the stories that they get it's just terrible. It will break your heart, and unfortunately it is usually your elderly population. And so anything that we can do to help educate our members on what to look for and to help them keep their financial information safe is just something we would love to do. So that's going to be Thursday, November the 20th.
Okay.
And because it's usually always in high demand, we're offering 2 different sessions that day.
Okay, good.
So we have a morning session that's from 9 till noon, and then an afternoon session from 1:30 to 4:30.
Okay.
So they can sign up if you're interested in attending. They're, like I said, they're 3 hours long. And you can sign up either on our website, on actually Dixie's website, not DFast Link. We figured that would be easier for people to find it.
Right.
Or you can just give us a call, 601-425-2535. We'll get you signed up for one of those times. Space is very limited. That's why we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, we want these classes to be small. So if you've got, what we love is, every church just about has a little group that meets once a week. If you're looking for an activity for your group for that week, we would love to have you. Just give us a call and we can get you signed up to come.
That's really cool. And like you said, I know y'all do these kind of regular with the power, trying to save people energy and everything. But it's really cool that now you're doing it with the technology. Amanda, I want to talk too, because one thing that we talk about a lot too is y'all being member owned and member driven and everything. And one of the big ways that y'all do that is through annual meetings and having these boards and where people can have a voice, and y'all have something coming up.
Yeah. Our annual meeting is this Saturday. The registration opens at 10. And the voting closes at 10:30. So online voting as well as mail ballots have already closed. That closed as of yesterday. But if you missed that opportunity, you still want to vote, you can come into our office in Laurel from 10 to 10:30 Saturday morning, cast your vote. And then the meeting itself actually starts at 11. And for every vote cast, this is what I love about the elections. For every vote cast, we donate $1 that is split between 3 different local charities. This year we changed it up a little bit. We're still doing Samaritan's Closet and Pantry in Waynesboro, Petal Children's Task Force in Petal. But Laurel, this year we're doing the Good Shepherd Clinic. They're doing some great things over there, and we wanted to give back to them this year in this way. So every vote counts. We have a lot of people ask, especially on years where there's an uncontested election, why do you need my vote if nobody's running except one person?
Right.
You still have to elect that person.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if one person's running or 6 people are running.
You still have
to elect them, and we have to have a 10% quorum.
Yeah.
So it is our members' responsibility and duty to elect that person, whether there's somebody running against them or not. So we just kind of put a little more emphasis on that vote to put $1 behind it. And we've been able to give an amazing amount back to our charities over the last several years by doing that. Yeah,
and I think that's really an incredible thing that y'all do there with getting the $1 for every vote. Like you said, if you have no other incentive to vote because, hey, if nobody else is running, first of all, you should vote anyway because, again, you have to elect that person. But, hey, this is just showing another way that Dixie is giving back to the community. They don't have to do that. Y'all don't have to do that, but you do that because you're in this community, and these are people who help the least of these, and y'all are giving back, and that to me is as big an incentive to vote as any.
Yeah, we want to be a community champion and a cornerstone here. We don't want to just sell a service.
Yeah.
And I think that we've always had that mindset, but especially over the last probably 10, 15 years, it's really taken a focus.
Yeah.
And we're proud to do it.
Absolutely. Speaking of other things that are coming up, up in November. The meeting, that's this Saturday at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
And that's at just the main office there.
It is on Highway 184. A lot of people don't want to give up their Saturdays. We get it. Yeah. If you don't want to attend in person, we will post it on our website on Monday.
Okay, so. There you go. All right, but y'all also have something coming up in November, and just another way for y'all to give back. Y'all are doing a big blood drive out there.
We are. November the 12th at our Laurel office. We will have the blood mobile there from 10:30 to 3:30. So we encourage as much participation from our community as we can get. You can go to vitalent.org and sign up there to go ahead and get on the list to come and give blood that day.
There you go. Go out there, save a life. I can guarantee you they'll probably have like a cookie or something. You can probably eat, something you can snack on. But go out there, save a life. Hey, if you didn't already vote, go to the meeting, vote, because they're going to be donating to all these charities, and they're so worth it. Amanda, thank you so much for coming in as you do every month. And every month, I'm just amazed at all that Dixie does for this community. So thank y'all so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking with Mayor Johnny Magee from Laurel, City of Laurel. Stick around. Good Morning Pine Belt. We'll be right back from the Cannon Motor Studio.
Good Morning Pine Belt, Super Talk Laurel 99.3.
All right, here we go. Good Morning Pine Belt. We're back live here from the Cannon Motor Studio. Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be. Our thanks to Miss Amanda Mills there from Dixie Electric for coming on, as she does every month. I'm telling y'all, Dixie Electric does more for the community than any business that I've ever seen. It's just incredible. Before we bring in Mayor Magee, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by our Community Bank. Local bankers, local decisions, and plenty of convenient locations, including one just down the block here on Central Avenue. So go check them out today. Sawyer, Josh, Scott, the whole gang. They'll to get you taken care of over at Community Bank. All right, joining us now is the Honorable Mayor of the City Beautiful here down in historic downtown Laurel. His office sits just behind the studio here. Mayor Magee, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Ben, for inviting me again.
Yes, sir, absolutely. I know I've told you before that you always have an open mic here on Good Morning Pine Belt. Well, Mayor, I want to jump right in because there's always lots happening in downtown Laurel. The first thing I want to talk about, though, and this kind of the main reason I brought you in, as people know, around Laurel, houses, businesses, open lots, it can sometimes be an issue. It's been an issue in the past, and we've worked to address it. I can get into a myriad of reasons as to why we even have to address it, but I won't get into that rant today. But recently, there was an ordinance that came about, I believe it was last month, right?
It was
last month, to where the city was getting involved. Hey, if the city reaches out and, hey, if your building's vacant, you either have to keep it up to code, or there were several things involved. Right. I want to talk about that for a minute as to how it got to the point to where this had to happen.
We have a lot of commercial buildings, and this ordinance was for commercial buildings and commercial vacant lots in the downtown area and on 16th Avenue. And so we've got several vacant buildings that they're not being rented, they're not being leased, they're just sitting there vacant, right. And they're, grass grows up, the roof starts to leak, all kind of things happen with these buildings. So there are other cities around that's introducing ordinances to register these buildings. And so we had the first reading. The purpose is to try to get these buildings filled,
right,
so that we don't have blight, kind of like Highway 80 in Jackson.
Yeah.
And we were trying to eliminate that. And several of the council felt like it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Some thought it did not need to be done.
Yeah.
And so we had the first reading, and according to our ordinance, we have to have a second reading. The state doesn't require a second reading, but our local ordinance does say we have to have a second reading. So we had a lot of pushback on the ordinance from people who have given a lot to the city.
Yeah.
People who have been involved in the growth of downtown and other areas of the city. And they pointed out some things that we had not actually looked at closely.
Yeah.
And so we decided to step back and take another look at it and see if it's something that we really want to do, and hopefully it will not divide the community.
Yeah.
Because, it's all about trying to improve the city.
Right.
We had an ordinance at one time with a former mayor that was on residential rental property.
Okay.
You had to have it registered. You had to have it inspected. And a lot of the property owners took the city to court. The judge overturned our ordinance.
Okay.
And so this is similar to that ordinance. And so we want to be careful to make sure that we keep the people who are involved in improving the city, keep them involved and keep them on being cooperating and trying to make things better. So we're just looking at it again, and we postponed it indefinitely, so there's no set time to bring it back up.
I gotcha. Yeah, and before we move off of that, first of all, like you said, it was strictly for a commercial. And one thing that I want to point out that if people are listening, the whole point of this was not so the local government can just have their hand in something else, just so you can have a say in something. The whole point of this is to keep our community that is actively growing beautiful and growing and doing well. And here's the thing, people. If you keep your properties up anyway, what is the point of having a property if it's not making you money? Either sell it or renovate it. My goodness. So, and I know that was the point.
Yes.
All right. So we'll move on from that. Again, there's no set timeline. That doesn't mean it's 100% going away.
Correct.
That doesn't mean it's 100% coming back. It's being tabled. And that's good. You want to make sure you iron out all the kinks, that it works for everybody.
Exactly.
But it's something that, hey, we shouldn't have to have if people were to just keep up their buildings.
That's exactly right.
So, all right, well, we'll move on for that before I start getting too hot and bothered over here. All right, so one thing that I also want to talk about, and we've talked about this before, is construction. A lot of people get aggravated with how it's done, when it's done, where it's done. But construction means progress, especially when it comes to roads. And we've got a fairly big one going on down here in downtown, but there's a lot more going on. Yeah. First, touch on the timeline and the progress of what's going on down here.
Well, they are still working on Central Avenue. I saw a post by Laurel Main Street this morning saying that the road is closed, but the sidewalks are open.
Right.
So keep shopping with the merchants. So, so that's something that we hope continues. But they're moving along. They're a little behind because, as you know, when you dig into the ground, you never know what you're going to find. So they are a little behind, but they will catch up. Yeah. And they're starting. This project goes on Magnolia Street, also up toward Pearls. So they're working in that area right now. That part of Magnolia will be closed the rest of the day and possibly into tomorrow.
Okay.
And but the progress is being made. They're doing a good job, and they're doing a thorough job. Yeah. And it's going to be great when it's finished.
Yeah, and I think that what you said there is important, thorough, because everything underneath has to be fixed first, because if you don't, you're going to have to come back in 10 years and fix it again.
Exactly.
One thing, too, before we move on that we've talked about a few times, but I always like to keep updated on the progress. I can't ever remember the name of the project, but the one that starts at 5 points, comes all the way up.
The raised grant.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the progress on that?
It still is going to probably be 2027 before we actually start moving dirt. Right now, they're acquiring right-of-way, still surveying. Sometimes right-of-way takes a long time. Yeah. Sometimes it's easy. Yeah. We had a project where it took about 3 years to get the right-of-way. Wow. So you either have to the person has to either allow the city to have the property, which we do purchase the property, or we have to take them to court, and that's what takes a long time if we have to do that. So hopefully these that we have to have right away from on this project, hopefully we won't have to go to court with anybody, that everybody will cooperate, and we can move along. But it'll probably be 27 before we actually start construction.
And when it does, I'm telling you, I've seen Brendan, it's going to be a transformative.
It definitely is.
It's going to be incredible.
Yes.
All right, Mayor. Well, I know one thing you mentioned off air that we wanted to talk about is it's a hot topic around here. Usually is annexation. There's obviously been, the talks of what's going on down 84, but that's not what we're here to talk about. One that has already happened, and that ship has sailed, is Pendorf has been annexed. And there's been lots of, you never done anything in Pendorf, you never done this, never done that. Well, something's happening.
Right. We just acquired $5 million to place sewer in Pendorf. Okay. There was not much sewer at all in Pendorf. Yeah. So that's one of the things that helped us to be able to annex the area, is because they did not have sewer. They had septic tanks. And when the judge went out and looked at the area and saw the septic tanks, he ruled in our favor that we needed to be able to annex it so that we could provide sanitary sewer to the residents. Right. And we are about to begin that process, and it will be on the agenda at our next meeting to hire the engineering consultants, and we'll be moving forward with
How long is that project expected to take?
It's probably going to take about 5 years for it to be done.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a whole community.
It is.
All right, Mayor, we ran out of time, but real quick, remind people how important it is as we finish to attend these council meetings and everything.
It's very important because you find out how your dollars are being spent. Yeah. You find out how your representatives are serving you, and you'll find out also that there are some people that are definitely in the business of trying to improve the city of Laurel.
Absolutely. Mayor Johnny Magee with the city of Laurel Hill. Mayor, as always, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for what y'all are doing here in the city.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking with Mr. Bruce Landrum from Landrums Village. So stick around. Good Morning Pine Belt. We'll be right back from the Cannon Motor Studio.
You're tuned in to Good Morning Pine Belt on Super Talk Laurel 99.3.
All right, here we go. Good Morning Pine Belt. We're back live here from the Cannon Motor Studio. Our thanks to Mayor Johnny Magee from the city of Laurel. And look, I'm not going to get off into it, but hey, I say it again. What that ordinance was should not even have to be in place. If you took care of your property and if you rented it or sold it the way it should be, it shouldn't get into a dilapidated state where the city has to get involved. So don't even let it get that far, and maybe the city won't have to get involved. That's the last I'll say on the subject. Before we bring in our next guest, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by McLaurin Carpets and So-So. From carpet to custom tile showers and every type of flooring in between, go see McLaurin Carpets today. And let me just tell you, as someone who just renovated a house, call a professional to do your flooring. Don't try to do it yourself like we did. I should have called our friends over at McLaurin Carpets. I regret that decision, but hey, we got it done. But it would have been so much easier if we would have called our friends at McLaurin Carpets right there off of Highway 28 in So-So, or at McLaurinCarpets.com. All right, joining us now from just down the Highway 15 South and just out of the Glade community, I guess in the Landrum community.
Tucker's Crossing.
Tucker's Crossing there is Mr. Bruce Landrum. He was with Landrums Village. And Mr. Bruce, thanks for joining us this morning.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, we are excited, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But y'all have, first of all, if somebody listening has never been out to Landrums Homestead Village, what is it?
The Homestead Village is an idea that my dad, Tom, came up with. He wanted to show his grandchildren how he was raised. He was born in the Great Depression and basically survival mode, roof over the head, a little bit of food on the table.
Right.
You know, he could always tell what color the chickens were looking through the holes in the floor.
Right.
But he wanted to show his grandchildren how he was raised. So we've been in business 42 years out there, custom furniture. We still build a little bit of furniture, but the homestead has kind of consumed us. Yeah. But Dad wanted to show the grandchildren how he was raised as a sharecropper. Yeah. And it's crazy, the kids that come out there on field trips that don't know what sharecropping was. You know? Yeah. So we kind of explained that to them. And so we went out into our woods and cut the trees and had it sawn into the lumber. Yeah. And decided to build a cabin. And that was all we were going to do, one cabin. And people would come to the store and say, "What are you building out there? Can we go look at it?" And we let them, and they came back through, and it was displayed. Mm-hmm. A lot of the antiques and hand-me-down stuff that we had collected over the years, and said, "That is great. What are you going to build next?" So, here we are. Now we've got crazy number of buildings, 30 acres of just. We got nature trails. Wagon rides to the nature trails. A bunch of buildings, displays. We're never going to get finished. Yeah.
It's an ever-going project, and if you've never been out there, it really is an incredible space. And y'all do lots of different fall. If you want to know who Landrum is, if you've been to the fair and you hear that trailer running that has that old engine, that's them making their homemade ice cream.
Yeah. We have the old engine popping there, and incredible ice cream. Mom and Dad, they started making ice cream in 1951, so we've kind of mastered the art of the ice cream.
Yeah, y'all really have mastered it. Well, Mr. Bruce, I know that y'all do. Y'all do lots of different events out there. Y'all do lots of things. Y'all host. Do y'all still host weddings out there?
Yes, still have weddings, a lot of receptions, family reunions, you name it, church service. I mean, it's just endless what goes on out there.
Yeah. Well, one of the big events, probably from what your sister has told me, probably the biggest event that y'all have is coming up this weekend. Talk about what y'all are doing this weekend.
Yeah, the Ole Tyme Fall Festival is this weekend on Saturday from 9 to 4. We have wagon rides, gym mining, soldier encampment, show and tell for the Union Confederate soldiers. Yeah. They come out there, scavenger hunts, the old-time cake walks, a lot of the old-fashioned games, good wood carving, lots of music, food, fun, entertainment. Of course, the blacksmith is going to be there, Daniel Walker. Homemade ice cream, of course. And we've got a new ice cream silo that we're trying to finish up as we speak. So hopefully that will be, it'll definitely be in operation. Hopefully we'll get done with that. But broom making, the old-fashioned broom. Okay. That's very interesting. Pony rides, face painting, just lots of food, corn dogs, pulled pork sandwiches, you name it. You won't go hungry.
No, you won't. So talk about a little bit. I know you said that obviously the whole thing started because your dad wanted to show the grandkids how he lived and everything. But talk about how kind of y'all started with the Ole Tyme Fall Festival, because it sounds like it's even a little bit further back than probably when your dad was young.
Yeah, we've we try to keep things. Events happening. We like to keep moving forward. We do all the work out there ourselves, and it's crazy that the kids that come out there on field trips that have never seen chickens or turkeys or whatever. But we just want to kind of promote the way life used to be. It's kind of stepping back in time, and it's just a great family fun day out there.
It really is. So Before we move on a little bit, this event, I know that I'm sitting here looking, wagon rides, you said the broom making, the wood carving. This is an event, and obviously it's great for kids, but it's really great for any age.
Oh yeah, it's something for everyone out there. We have the shooting gallery. I mean, it's
okay.
Of course, the Southern string dulcimer players, they do an incredible job. They get out in under the shade trees and it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I know that this is a big undertaking. How long does it typically take y'all to get ready for something like this?
Oh, we work pretty much nonstop all the time.
Yeah.
It's never easy, but we've kind of got it down to a science, and obviously we just push forward and do what we have to do to get ready. But we just enjoy showing the homestead off. Educating people on life the way it used to be, and a simpler time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really cool thing. How long is this fall festival going on now?
The what now?
How long is the fall festival?
We've had this one going on for quite a few years, but this is one of our larger ones, events, and then of course we have the Christmas open house coming up after Thanksgiving. That's actually the largest event we have, but that's always Saturday and Sunday after Thanksgiving. But we'll take them one at a time.
Yeah.
Get through the Ole Tyme Fall Festival, and the weather's going to be perfect.
It really is, and we're really excited because the Eagle Hour. Bob won't be there, but Kelly and Dima and me will be out there on Friday, and we're going to take the Eagle Hour on the road to the Friday before the Ole Tyme Festival. We'll set up out there and have a good time. And we're really excited. The weather's supposed to be really nice. Mr. Bruce, before we circle back and talk a little bit more about the event, you mentioned there, because y'all do have things going on all the time, the Christmas open house. I know you said it's the weekend after Thanksgiving, but for somebody who's not really familiar with what that is, what is that?
Well, it's just it's actually it's kind of the fall festival on steroids, basically. We have incredible this Union and Confederate guys. They encamp in the woods and skirmish, and it's just full blown recreation of a terrible time.
Yeah.
But we're a history museum, and if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Right.
And but we just it's a lot of fun. A lot more activities going on, but it's just another great time to get out and enjoy. And a lot of people bring their families in for the holidays and bring them out there, and it's incredible the numbers that come out and see us.
Yeah, and I want you to talk about that for a minute, because I know you said y'all have endless amounts of field trips out there. How important is it and I know that was kind of your dad's original vision, for y'all or just anybody to pass along the history of what happened in previous time, because all kids see now are phones, tablets, screens, the whole 9 yards, the fast pace of the world. But how important is it to remind them of what has been? Yeah,
it's you go to a restaurant and now everybody's pulling out their tablet or their phone and not even talking to each other.
Right.
That's the important thing of it. Dad wanted to show how he was raised. Actually, during the Great Depression, he and 2 or 3 of his uncles' families, they all lived under one roof in a shack.
Yeah, wow.
And, just communication. And but with all the technology nowadays, it's easy to get distracted.
Yeah.
And, we just want to kind of refocus everything on a simpler time and just, promote what we have out there. And it's we had groups from all over the world that come through.
Yeah.
Had a group from southern Louisiana, Thibodaux, Sunday morning, tour bus, and they were just blown away by the homestead. So we're open anytime, scheduled events anytime, but Thursday through Saturday, 9 to 4.
Okay, and that's one thing I wanted to mention. I know, like you said, y'all always have events, but y'all are open throughout all the time.
Yeah, we'll scheduled events we'll open at any time.
Yeah. And I know that I know that y'all got a really cool gift shop there. But real quick, before we get to the end and revisit the event, if somebody's interested in scheduling some kind of either event, wedding, whatever the case may be, how do they do that?
They can give us a call at 601-649-2546 or email us at info@landrums.com.
There you go. Go check them out. I'm telling you, it's an incredible place. And like you said, you don't have to wait for an event to come up. You can go out there at any time. You can, when they're open, you can schedule your own event out there, whatever the case may be. But Mr. Bruce, real quick as we finish, remind people of the date and the time of the event and what anything else that we missed about what they can expect.
Yeah, it's this Saturday, the 18th. It's the Ole Tyme Fall Festival from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can check us out on Facebook at Landrums Homestead Village. And go in there and follow us, check us out. We keep you up to date.
There you go. And we're excited to be there. We'll talk a lot more about it on Friday with Kelly and Dima out there. The Eagle Hour gang will be out there Friday. So make sure you tune in. We're going to talk a lot more in detail about the events coming up of that following day. But go check them out. Look, hey, if you can't make it out this weekend for the event, swing by there Thursday or Friday before. Hey, come by Friday, and you might get to see Kelly Center. He might even take a picture with you, so that would just be a reason to come out there in itself. I mean, it's Kelly Center. All right, when we come back, we will talk with Miss Suzanne Williams from Southern Sisters about an event coming up soon as well. Stick around. Good morning, Pine Belt. We're live from the Cannon Motor Studio. We'll be right back on Super Talk Laurel.
We're back to Good Morning Pine Belt. Super Talk Laurel 99.3.
All right, Good Morning Pine Belt. We're back. We're live here in the Cannon Motor Studio. Our thanks to Mr. Bruce Landrum there from Landrums Village. I'm telling you, if you hadn't been out there to the Landrums Homestead, it really is an incredible part of Laurel and an incredible history in that area as well. Before we bring in our next guest and our final guest, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by Bank First, now merged with Magnolia State Bank. But as we talked to Jameson and Daniel last week, still going to be all the incredible hometown service that you know and trust. Just going to be a little bit more technology and a little bit more things that you can do now that it will be Bank First. So go check them out today. All right, joining us now is Miss Suzanne Williams. She is with the Social on Short 7th coming up here this weekend. I keep forgetting that this weekend's the 18th. I don't even know what day it is. But we're excited to have you in, Miss Suzanne. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's jump right in. First of all, I know this is not the first time y'all have had this event, but for people who are listening who have maybe never heard of it, what is the Social on Short 7th?
It is where we have all sorts of crafters and people that have vintage items can be involved this time. We have 37 vendors this time, and this is our 6th semi-annual.
Okay.
And we have one in the spring, one in the fall.
Yeah.
So, we'll have a wide variety of different vendors. Like I said, 37 different ones. We'll have Team JDQ Barbecue and the Flamin' Pepper will be there with food.
Okay.
And then we'll have McAllister's with tea and lemonade.
Yeah.
And we'll have another fresh squeezed lemonade vendor. And we're opening it up to young entrepreneurs this time also.
Okay.
So we'll have several young children that from 14 under.
Cool.
That'll have things that they're selling. So.
Yeah, that's really cool because a lot of times, kids that age, well, they have stuff that they want to sell. Well, obviously they can't open a storefront, or it'd be hard to open a online business. That's cool that y'all are giving them that opportunity. How did that come about?
Well, I have a grandson that was wanting to be involved, but he's not going to get to be there this time. But I also have a nephew that was really excited about it.
Yeah.
And we got to talking one day, and Remy said, why don't we do something like that for children? And I said, okay.
Yeah.
So that was Remy and I's little idea.
Yeah.
So he'll be there selling plants, and we'll have some others there selling artwork and candles and different things like that. So
that's really cool. So it's going to be a great day. So you can go from, depending on where you are in this, you can either go from Landrums, then come out here to Social on Short 7th, or if you're closer to downtown, go to Social on Short 7th, then out to Landrums, and just enjoy a great day here in Laurel. Miss Suzanne, talk a little bit about, why y'all keep having these events over there, because obviously there's lots of events downtown that are hosted by Laurel Main Street, but how important is it to have them over there? And y'all are doing it yourselves. I mean, Laurel Main Street helps promote it and different things like that.
Right.
But it's important for the businesses themselves to get involved and create and host these events themselves.
Yes, to bring the community together.
Yeah.
That's one of the main things we wanted to do. And we also have Central Creativity will be there.
Wow.
They'll be doing the Team Marble Run Challenge.
Okay.
And so it's going to be a great event for kids.
Yeah.
So, that is, we're trying to get people to realize there is more than just right down here in the hub of, so Peddlers Junction and I like to work a lot together because we're close together. So they had their event last weekend.
Yeah.
So just trying to get the community more involved and be a part of that. That's our goal. And
y'all have really done a good job of that. And real quick, before we get to the end here, I know obviously you said this is y'all's 6th one, so y'all have had several before. For somebody who has attended, who's planning on coming again this weekend, what's maybe going to be different that they can expect?
Well, we have a lot of, this time we didn't do it just handmade items.
Okay.
So we have people that, even people could bring like their vintage items or whatever. And we have a lot more food items this time too. So,
okay.
It's going to be a great time. Yes.
And as Mr. Bruce said, for their event coming up, it's going to be very nice weather. So it'll be, you won't burn up when you're walking around there at the Social on Short 7th. And if you're not familiar with Short 7th, you just go just through the roundabout and then hang a left there right across from the eye clinic, and you're right there on Short 7th.
Yep.
Right there by Peddlers Junction and all that. And it's a cool little niche nook there in downtown Laurel. Well, Miss Suzanne, we have ran out of time, but real quick, remind people of the time and location of the event this weekend.
Okay, it's on Short 7th. It's 421 Short 7th Avenue, and it'll be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and we also have a lot of handmade items in the store as well we carry. Most all of our stuff is locally made.
There you go. It's a great time to come. Go ahead and grab that Christmas present. Well, Miss Suzanne, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, well, you know what? It's 10 o'clock. You know what that means. Go out to K-Rocks, get you a check on the stick, tell Rocky I sent you, and he'll probably charge you more. I'm just kidding. He'll probably charge you even a lot more now. All right, Middays with Gerard is up next. We'll be back tomorrow. Good morning, Pine Belt, live from the Cannon Motor Studios. Thank you.